Hello, I'm Gil Zilkha. Welcome to my channel. This video is taken from my larger video discussing the major symphonies, which is a follow-up to my previous video on the major symphonies. This one is covering the second grouping of symphonies. And if you enjoy this, I hope you'll take time to look at that larger video. Just know that you can click through it. It's divided into chapters to check out whichever symphony you're interested in. So I hope you enjoy it. The eighth is one that can be difficult to get into, but when you hear it with a really good recording, you're almost tempted to say that this is maybe Mahler's most profound symphony of all. It's a little difficult to get into because it really is a choral work. It's a massive work for chorus and orchestra as well as solo singers. And it is a little bit difficult to take in one gulp the first time. My top choice for this is probably the easiest way to dip your feet into it and the most obvious choice in terms of critical acclaim, and that is Georg Solti with the Chicago Symphony and the combined choirs of the Vienna Singverein, Vienna Staatsoper Chor, and the Vienna Boys Choir. And it's got a fantastic array of soloists as well, like Heather Harper, Lucia Pop, Arlene Auger, John Shirley Quirk, Marty Talvela, who's a wonderful bass, Renee Colo, tenor, Helen Watts, alto. So you can't get any better in terms of the standard that is set of quality that you get from this. To top it off, the engineering, which is so important in this work. It's nicknamed the Symphony of 1,000. It's just massive. This performance, as a performance, it's very intense, very exciting, as Solti could often give us. And it really brings the work across in a way that it's probably the easiest way to first get to know it. Now, as an alternate, I want to mention this one from Leonard Bernstein, of course, fabulous Mahlerian. And this is a recording that he did in the mid-70s live in Salzburg that was released on Deutsche Grammophon. He died before he could make a recording in the 80s, a digital recording that they could use for the cycle that they created for Bernstein. So they kind of added this one in. It's with the Vienna Philharmonic, the same combined choirs as we had with Solti. And this one in particular, I think, brings out the spiritual qualities, which is really intrinsic to this work. It's also dramatic. It's also intense. It's pretty well recorded for a live recording. The singers are all very good, but I think in particular it's that passion and that humanity that Bernstein brings to it that brings out that dimension of the work as well. Now, a couple of more I want to mention for the eighth that are the proverbial historical choices that also are just essential for this work and make you really appreciate it. And one is from Dmitri Mitropoulos, also with the Salzburg Festival, same orchestra and choirs from 15 years earlier in 1960. This one is a little bit more rough sounding than the Bernstein, but the performance is just absolutely on fire, even more electric than Solti's. It's just darn exciting with fantastic singing, and you definitely need to hear this. However, I have to mention one more, and this goes again more towards the bringing out the spiritual qualities, and that is with Jascha Horenstein and the London Symphony and BBC Chorus live in 1959, recorded in Royal Albert Hall. Now, this is the one that for me is sort of the desert island choice in terms of the interpretation. The sound is not great. It's a little bit noisy, but the interpretation is, for me, the one that that really brings across the power of the work cumulatively over the entire thing more profoundly than any that I know. It's really, in my opinion, one of the greatest Mahler recordings that there is. Now, the beginning of it, the Veni Creator Spiritus, it doesn't strike you as strongly as you get with, like, say, the Solti. Horenstein, again, he was a conductor who he looked at at the big picture. So he could be kind of patient starting out. But then when you get to the second iteration of that later on, it is cataclysmic. It's the most powerful I have ever heard. And then there's the heavenly beauty of the quieter sections. And then finally you get to the chorus mysticus at the end, which is just overwhelming in its effect. If you want to sample it, last I checked, someone put just that chorus mysticus on YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And the crowd just erupts. It's just really goosebump inducing. So that is a iconic eighth. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, I hope you'll also take time to click the like and subscribe buttons. And with that, I want to wish you all a great day and happy listening.